Hello children, welcome to online classes. Children, you have learned different life processes that are essential for any organism to survive successfully on this earth, isn't it? There are certain basic life processes. What are the life processes you have learned till now? Digestion, respiration, excretion, isn't it? Transport, like that. Different life processes you have learned. So all these life processes, if you observe your own body, they are going on continuously without any disturbance, isn't it? How it is happening so? How is it possible for our body or for any organism to get on with these basic life processes without any disturbance? As long as we breathe, as long as we live, all these life processes are going on, isn't it? So there is something in our body which controls all these processes. Suppose there is no control, as if they work, as they wish they work, what happens to our body? Can it work successfully? Can it be healthy first of all? No, it can't be, isn't it? It will get damaged or it will become sick. The body of an organism becomes sick. So it's not happening so that easily, because there is some system in our body which is controlling all these processes. If there is no control, it's not possible to live successfully on this earth. We or any person, any organism suffers from sickness, one or the other symptoms of sickness, isn't it? External organs, internal organs, all these organs going on working. External organs are under our control. Internal organs without any involvement of our brain. Brain means it involves in all activities, but they go on working involuntarily. Without, as we wish, we cannot stop and start working of internal organs. But how is it possible without any command we are giving? We think and give some command. If you want to sing, you can walk, you can talk, whatever you want to do, you can do. But we do not give any instructions to our internal organs, but they periodically, without any interval, they go on working, isn't it? In a systematic way. So that is the wonders of the brain. We have brain. All the organisms, isn't it? They have some control and coordination between the organs. The organs in the body of an organism, they are under the control of a particular system. That system we are going to learn today. The topic is control and coordination. For any organization, for a family or for a body, for whatever it is, there must be some control. Control. And not only control, coordination also must be there. Understanding must be there. They should work in cooperation with each other, all the organ systems. You know pretty well that our digestive system is linked up with the respiratory system, because in the digestive system, the nutrients which are absorbed by the blood will be taken to the cells, and during respiration only energy is released. This food goes to the cells, the nutrients get, the glucose gets oxidized and energy is released. So digestive system is linked up with respiratory system for the release of energy, and the undigested food has to go out. Excretory system, it is linked up with. So all the organ systems are linked up with each other. There should be some coordination. Without any coordination, mutual understanding, it cannot be successful to survive on this earth. So there is some control and coordination. This control and coordination is brought about by a system called nervous system. As you know, last year you have learnt nervous tissue. The nervous tissue is the single unit is called nerve cell. So, nervous system has millions and millions of nerves, nerve cells. Millions and millions of nerve cells are there in our body. Each nerve cell structure you have learned already, the structure of nerve cell. It has a cell body or cyton surrounded by Nissl granules. These are the Nissl granules. This is the nucleus and these are the dendrites. And this is the axon or tail. This is the cyton or head. Axon or tail. And this is in the center there is nucleus, isn't it? Nucleus, and these are dendrites, the branched structures. The Nissl granules nourish the cell body and nucleus controls. And this is the myelin sheath. In the myelin sheath is not continuous. It has some breaks here and there. That gap is called nodes of Ranvier. Nodes of Ranvier. And this is myelin sheath. Yes, these are Nissl granules. Right? What are these? Dendrites. And at the end of the axon or tail, there are nerve terminals. So, children, there are millions of nerves, I said. Some of the nerves arise from the brain and some nerves arise from the spinal cord. The nerves that arise from the brain are called cranial nerves, and the nerves that arise from the spinal cord is enclosed in the backbone. The nerves that arise from the spinal cord are called spinal nerves. The nerves spread throughout the body. Each and every organ is connected to the nerve because the whatever stimulus is there in our body. For example, stimulus means anything which creates a response in our body is called a stimulus. Anything. It may be light, it may be sound, isn't it? Whatever it is, maybe touch. Whatever the stimulus is, there will be a response in our body. Suppose every day we are taking lunch at 1. At 1, automatically the hydrochloric acid is produced in our stomach. Automatically. Then immediately we get some pain in the stomach. We want to eat the food. This is the time for eating, for lunch. Automatically at 1 every day we are taking at 1 means at 1 it starts, the stomach automatically starts producing hydrochloric acid. The production of hydrochloric acid is stimulus there. Eating of food is the response. So internal organs also respond to stimuli. What are the external stimuli that we respond to? For example, your mom touches you. You can feel that touch because the nerve cells present in your skin can receive the information. What do they receive? The touch of your mother, isn't it? So the receptors present in our skin are tactile receptors. The tactile receptors are nothing but the nerve cells that receive the stimulus. Understood? Accordingly they respond. What are receptors? Receptors are also nerve cells. Nerve cells are present all over the body. Every organ is connected to the brain. Heart, lungs, kidneys, hands, legs, every organ is connected to the brain through nerves. What is the other name for nerve cell? Neuron. The neurons present in skin that receive the touch, they are tactile receptors. The nerve cells that receive the stimulus are called receptors. They respond to the stimulus. Here, the tactile receptors in the skin respond to touch or pressure. If anyone pinches you or slaps you, you can feel pain. If we touch a hot object, we can feel that hotness because the tactile receptors receive the hotness. Understood? So they respond. That response is converted into nerve impulse, electrical impulses. These electrical impulses are received by these dendrites. The dendrites of one nerve cell are connected to the nerve endings of another nerve cell. In such a manner, in our body, the nerve cells are arranged. The dendrites of one nerve cell are connected to the nerve endings of another nerve cell. Here one more nerve cell is there. This much I have drawn here, but it is very minute. We have to use microscope, isn't it? So these nerve cells are interconnected. This whatever stimulus we receive, that is converted to electrical impulse or nerve impulse and received by these dendrites. In turn, from the dendrites, the nerve endings of another neuron. From there it goes to the dendrites again from there to nerve endings. Like that, it is carried on to brain. Immediately, within a fraction of a second, your brain gives you back the message that your mother touched you. You are listening to your teacher. You are listening to a melodious song. You are watching a beautiful scenery. So different receptors are there. I said tactile receptors in the skin. There are gustatory receptors on the tongue. The gustatory receptors, they receive the taste. Gustatory receptor means the receptors, the nerve cells. Receptors means always keep in your mind, receptors are receivers. Receptors are nothing but the nerve cells or neurons that receive the stimulus. What is the stimulus here for gustatory receptors? Taste is the stimulus. It is so tasty, we can enjoy, we can have it nicely. If it is not tasty, we do not like to take. Our tongue also does not like to take that. If it is bitter, no, we don't like that. If it is sweet, we like it. Isn't it like that? Gustatory receptors receive the taste. Tactile receptors receive the touch, pressure, pain, coldness, hotness. We can feel coldness, isn't it? Hotness we can feel our skin. That is about tactile. This is about gustatory receptors. Olfactory receptors. Olfactory receptors are present in the nose. They can receive the smell. They respond to the smell. Immediately they receive the smell, and these olfactory receptors take it to the brain. Like that. Next, auditory. Phonoreceptors. Auditory receptors are present in the ear. We can hear to the surroundings, whatever sound is there, whether it is a noise, unbearable noise, or what melodious song or a sweet voice, mom's voice, dad, teacher, friend, so many sound we can hear. These receptors, the auditory or phonoreceptors in the ears, they receive. Photoreceptors are present in the eyes. They carry that information. They are optic, isn't it? Photoreceptors. They take that information to brain. Maybe it is of a beautiful scenery, or your mom's face, dad's face, or your face itself in the mirror. Whatever it is, that image is taken to the brain by the photoreceptors present in the eyes. Photoreceptors in the eyes. Olfactory receptors in the nose. Auditory or phonoreceptors in the ear. Taste receptors on the tongue. Gustatory receptors. and tactile receptors in the skin. All these are nothing but the neurons that receive different stimuli from our surroundings, and that information is carried to the brain in the form of a nerve impulse. Between the dendrites of this neuron and the nerve endings of another neuron, there is a little gap. There certain chemical substances are produced for controlling the activities or for controlling the stimulus to be sent to the brain. Those are called neurotransmitters. Neurotransmitters. Finally, the nerve cell, the axon nerve endings are connected to muscle or the particular organ. Particular organ is made of muscles only, isn't it? So, the nerve endings may be connected to the dendrite of another nerve, or finally they may be connected to the muscle of a particular organ. Between the muscle and the nerve endings, also these neurotransmitters play a major role. Some people suffer from paralysis, Parkinson's disease, like this, neuro diseases. These are, in these what happens is, these neurotransmitters, they are not produced properly. If neurotransmitters failed, if neurotransmitters production is failed in the body, that person suffers from paralysis or Parkinson's. So they will be given medication for the supplementary or for supplementing the neurotransmitters. But it is a difficult process and expensive also. So that is about neuron. Structure of neuron. Structure of neuron, anyhow last year you have learnt. It has a cell body or cyton and a tail or axon. In the cyton, there in the middle there is a nucleus surrounded by Nissal's granules. These Nissal's granules give nutrition to the nerve cell. It feeds the nerve cell, and the cyton has dendrites, branched dendrites, which receive the stimulus and convert it to nerve impulse and send it to the next neuron, the nerve endings, and from there again to the next cell. Like that it will be carried on to the brain. From the brain again it will be sent, the information will be sent back to that particular organ. In such a manner, there is a coordination and control in our body continuously. The gap between the dendrites of one neuron and the nerve endings of another neuron, that gap is called synapse. The gap is called synapse, and that gap is filled with neurotransmitters. Understood? This is about neurons. Yes. Another term you have to learn in this is reflex action. This process goes on, not only the external stimuli, internally also. See, if I told that hydrochloric acid is produced, means we feel pain, we can understand that we are hungry and we eat. Suppose there is some ill health, something is paining like that, or sometimes headache, different symptoms you can experience. If any problems in the heart or lungs, for example, nowadays coronavirus, they are suffering from lung infection and the oxygen percentage is decreasing. All these symptoms, how can we know? Because of our brain, all the stimuli finally are taken by received by these receptors and taken to the brain. Brain can send back the information to that particular organ. Not only external organs, internal organs are also connected to the brain, and they are under the control of the brain. Though they are involuntary, the internal organs are involuntary. We cannot start and stop the functioning of internal organs. Though they are involuntary, they are under the control of the brain. They are in coordination with the brain. That is why our body is working properly. And one more thing is reflex action. Suppose you are in a bright, you are in a dark room, sudden light is there. What do? Immediately we close our eyes.
we take time for, now I have to close eyes, it is darkness. We don't think like that. Automatically, of whenever there is a bright light in a dark room, our eyes close. It is a reflex action, spontaneous action, without the involvement of brain. That much gap also not there. The information is taken to the brain gives back the message. That much gap also not there. Instant action. If one is going to slap you, automatically we move back, isn't it? Within a fraction of a second. If you touch a hot object, immediately we withdraw. All these are reflex actions. Some are conditioned reflexes also. I said, for example, at one, automatically HCl is produced. That is a reflex action. Conditioned reflexes. Whenever Janagan Mana somewhere, from some corner, we listen to that, we will stand erect, stand straight, without moving. These are conditioned reflexes. Automatically, the brain does not think also. Involvement of brain also not there. Instant reactions are followed. These are called reflex actions. A reflex art. About reflex art, I will explain you in the next session. Have a nice day, children. Let's meet on Google Meet.